Every forest looks still from above. The trees stand quietly. The leaves move with the wind. Sunlight falls through the branches. And from the outside, it seems like nothing is happening. But beneath the soil, something is constantly moving. Not animals, not roots alone, but water, minerals, sugar, chemical signals. A hidden system stretches through the darkness. And without it, many forests would not work the same way. When we look at a forest, we usually see individual trees. One oak here, one pine there, a few mushrooms growing from the ground. It feels like every tree is standing on its own. But a forest is not just a collection of separate plants. Much of its life happens below the surface, in a place most people never see. Under the leaves, under the moss, and under the roots, there is a living layer of fungi. These fungi do not just grow next to trees. In many cases, they grow with them. They wrap around roots. They enter tiny spaces in the soil. They form thin threads that can reach far beyond the root itself, and this creates one of the most important partnerships in nature: the relationship between trees and fungi. To understand this hidden system, we need to start with a simple trait. A tree has something the fungus needs: sugar. The tree makes sugar through photosynthesis. It uses sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide from the air to create energy-rich compounds. But fungi cannot make their own sugar from sunlight. They do not have green leaves. They do not photosynthesize like plants. So the fungus gets some of its carbon from the tree. But the fungus also has something the tree needs: reach. A tree's roots can only explore so much soil on their own. Roots are powerful, but they are still thick compared to fungal threads. Fungal threads, called hyphae, are incredibly thin. They can slip through tiny spaces in the soil. They can reach around particles of sand and clay. They can explore places the root cannot easily enter. And in those places, they can find water and minerals, especially important nutrients like phosphorus and nitrogen. So the basic exchange is this: the tree gives the fungus sugar. The fungus helps the tree reach water and nutrients. This partnership is called mycorrhiza. The word simply describes a close relationship between fungus and root. And once you know this, a mushroom starts to look very different. A mushroom is not the whole organism. It is more like the fruit of the fungus. The real body is hidden underground, spread through the soil as a network of tiny threads. So when you see mushrooms on a forest floor, you are only seeing a small sign of something much larger beneath your feet. But this is where the system becomes more interesting, because the fungus is not just attached to one tiny point. It can spread. A fungal network can grow through the soil, meeting roots, wrapping around them, and forming partnerships with plants. In some forests, fungal threads may link different plants into shared underground networks. This is why people sometimes call it the Wood Wide Web. It is a powerful image, but we have to be careful with it. A forest is not the internet. Trees are not sending emails. Fungi are not cables. And roots are not computers. The real system is stranger, slower, and more biological than that. It is not designed by a central brain. It grows through countless small interactions. A fungus grows where it can survive. A root gives carbon where the partnership is useful. Water and minerals move through soil. Chemical signals may travel through roots, fungi, or the surrounding environment. And over time, these tiny exchanges can shape the life of the forest. One of the most important things the fungus does is expand the tree's reach. Imagine trying to drink from a sponge with only one finger. That is a little like a root trying to gather nutrients from complex soil. Now imagine that finger growing thousands of tiny threads, reaching into every small pocket. That is what fungal hyphae help make possible. They increase contact with the soil. This matters because soil is not a smooth container full of nutrients. It is a maze. Water collects in tiny spaces. Minerals attach to particles. Nutrients appear, disappear, dissolve, and move. A root alone cannot reach everything. But with fungal partners, the tree becomes connected to a much finer underground search system. In return, the fungus receives carbon from the tree. This carbon began as sunlight. It was captured by leaves, turned into sugar, moved through the tree, and sent down into the roots. From there, some of it can move into the fungus. So beneath the forest floor, there is a quiet exchange between sunlight above and minerals below. The tree brings energy from the sky, the fungus brings resources from the soil, and the forest depends on both directions. But there is another layer. Scientists have studied whether resources, like carbon, can move from one plant to another, through shared fungal networks. Some experiments have shown movement of carbon between trees connected below ground. That is one reason this topic became so famous. It suggests that the forest may be more connected than it appears. But this is also where the science becomes more careful. Just because carbon moves does not always mean trees are helping each other on purpose. It does not always mean the transfer is large enough to change survival. And it does not mean the same thing happens in every forest, with every tree, in every season. Nature is rarely that simple. Some researchers argue that popular stories about the wood wide web have gone further than the evidence allows. Others continue to study how important these networks may be for forest health, regeneration, and stress response. So the most honest version is also the most interesting. There's a real underground partnership between trees and fungi. There is evidence that materials and signals can move through below-ground systems. But the forest is not a fairy tale of trees consciously helping each other. It is a living economy, a slow, hidden world of exchange, competition, cooperation, and survival. To see why this became so fascinating, imagine two trees growing near each other. One is in bright sunlight, the other is shaded. The sunny tree may be producing more sugar. The shaded tree may be struggling. If both trees are connected to fungal systems underground, researchers can ask a powerful question. Can carbon move from one tree to another? In field experiments, scientists have used labeled carbon to track where carbon goes. They expose one tree to a special form of carbon dioxide, let the tree take it in through photosynthesis, and then search for that label in nearby trees or fungi. This kind of work helped reveal that below-ground carbon movement can happen. That discovery changed how many people imagine forests. Suddenly, the forest floor was not just dirt. It was a hidden space where energy from one organism might appear in another. But the difficult part is interpretation. Did the carbon move directly through a fungal network? Did it move through roots? Did it pass through soil microbes? Was the amount ecologically important? Did it help the receiving tree survive? These questions are still part of the scientific debate, and that debate matters. Because the real forest is not less amazing when we remove the exaggeration. It becomes more amazing. Instead of a simple story about trees talking, we see something deeper. A forest is full of relationships that are not easy to separate. Roots, fungi, bacteria, water, minerals, dead leaves, living trees, and microscopic organisms all interact in the same underground world. The system is not clean. It is not simple. It is alive. So the next time you walk through a forest, it may look quiet. You may see trunks, leaves, moss, and mushrooms. But beneath your feet, the forest is doing something else. Threads of fungi are moving through the soil. Roots are trading carbon for nutrients. Water is passing through hidden spaces. Minerals are being gathered from places roots could not easily reach alone. And in some cases, resources and signals may move through networks that connect more than one plant. This does not mean trees are human. It does not mean forests think like we do. But it does mean the forest is far more connected than it looks. A tree is not just a trunk above the ground. It is part of a below-ground world. A world built from partnerships. A world where sunlight becomes sugar. Sugar feeds fungi. Fungi search the soil, and the entire system helps life continue. The forest is not standing still. Most of its movement is simply hidden. And once you know that, the ground beneath your feet never feels empty again. A forest is not just what grows above the soil, it is also what connects beneath it.